What is up, guys? And a depressing loss for the New York Knicks. They lose 117 and 113. I'm going to get through my notes for this game. Um, you got to clean up on the defensive glass. You have to. And for the Knicks, you can't let people get extra opportunities, especially when you're without, Mitchell Robinson. You need to team rebound. That was one of my notes. You need a team rebound. And we bring in a rebounder last year. I don't know if you know his name. His name is Josh Hart. He is a guy who can help you team rebounding, and also you have Isaiah Hartenstein. He's a pretty damn good rebounder. But today, Walker Kessler just looked amazing. He just looked like he was getting everything that he wanted. Same with Laurie Markkinen. He just got everything he wanted on the glass. And it's the Jazz will run this type of zone that forced the Knicks to shoot the basketball. And said, okay, we're gonna live with you shooting threes. And the Knicks just couldn't make a three, and they're fifth, I think, in 3-point rating. I don't know what it is now. It probably isn't like that. I don't know how it changes, but they're fifth coming in this game, and it's like the stats don't show you that you should run a zone, but the Knicks haven't really cracked that. That's why we got Dante DiVincenzo, which later in the game they did crack the zone. Dante DiVincenzo hit shots. That is why we got Dante. It's for him to beat the zone, and that's what he does. That's why they got Dante. Randall used his power this game, and I think that he's been doing that all this week or two. Just getting the paint. Now it's really dribble, step back, 3-point shot. You can do that, but that's not necessary. You don't need that's not a necessity. That's an addition. You need to first. What you need to think is, how am I gonna bully this guy over? And that's what he just does, and that's what he does at a high level. Yeah, that's Emmanuel quickly spark. I kind of want to get this out of the way. Let me get my rant out of the way. Why? This is such a fireable offense, in my opinion. Because, as I said, Leon Rose got to go to the office and be like, you're not using my talent the way I want you to use my talent. You are putting the bad product on the floor, which I do not want. I want Emmanuel quickly on the floor, and he's going to come up and be like, hey, yo, I drafted Emmanuel quickly. He's on a contract year. He's on a prove year. At least give him some time, and just doesn't add any time. He's been playing amazing in the time that he's got. But just if we look at the minutes here for Emmanuel quickly in this game, I can list a lot of players who played more than him. I know RJ did. That's a whole story in itself. I know RJ did. I think we'll get to him later in the individual stats. I think that's where we got to him. But yeah, he played more minutes. He played less minutes than Dante DiVincenzo, which okay. He played more minutes than Jalen Brunson. I mean, he played less minutes than Jalen Brunson. Played less minutes than. Played 1 minute more than Jericho Sims. Played less minutes than Barrett. 6 minutes less than Barrett. I just don't understand. There's 24 minutes for RJ. Okay, Hartenstein played 29, and he played 18. Josh Hart played 29 freaking minutes in his basketball game. He couldn't hit a shot. I know the rebounding is key, but man, quickly is just the best option you have, and you have to score, and you have to this team's defensive communication is not good. It's not good at all. And we're watching this, and we can't really hear it, but we are looking at it, and we're like, okay, this team is not communicating to the center. The center does not know where the defender's coming at. There's no help defense. The center ain't communicating with guards, vice versa. So the communication is always key. I mean, you need skill defensively, but you need communication. You need effort. And effort, I guess I don't really know about the effort. I mean, it's just communication here is my biggest thing. I mean, you need to be able to communicate with your players, and I think that's just a fundamental skill to communicate with your players and to be able to communicate with your teammates. And the Knicks just haven't done that. And the Knicks are just not a good defensive team right now, but they can really communicate together. But that's not what they've been doing. They just got exposed because on the backside that defense is just there's nothing. I heard at that block, which was good. But if you look at it, like I posted it, if you look at it, Taylor Hendricks was wide open. And if I Heart didn't turn the Iron Man and just swipe that away or turn to a superhero, then it would have been looked at like, okay, the Knicks' backside defense was awful, which it was. So you need to fix that up, and it's definitely communication. And Heart needs to know where the backside defender is, and he needs to know who's cutting and where and when. Like that's the stuff that he needs to know. Like especially as a backup center, like not really as good of a shot blocker as Mitchell Robinson. He needs to know where the guy is, and they've just been able to cut right back door, and there's no communication on the back line, and it's just bad. Rotations. Let's just get into rotations, just straight up rotations. There's no help. There's no like, okay, I got yours, I got yours. None of that. It's just like we'll leave him open this play. Nah, maybe I'll switch on him this play. No, you need a consistent effort rotation wise, and whenever a player gets beat, you need to sprint out there and help, and then rotate to the 3-point line. But the point of attack defense needs to be better because you can't get in that scramble mode, especially without Mitchell Robinson. You just can't, and if you don't win at the point of attack, and that's where Brunson kind of got hurt. I mean, look, you can drive by Brunson as much as you want to, but then the help side comes and you scramble, and that's where the Knicks are not that good right now. You're scrambling on the defensive end, and yeah, I mean, let me give a shout out to Don DiVincenzo. Let me not even give it a shout out to his points. Just his hustle. Like I wrote this down, just his hustle. Like the man was just like getting rebounds and just like playing consistent, just running into the paint. Like I know it's just simple, like running. He's running, but like he's running and he's getting the boards and he's getting the ball finds energy, and he was there. Now, the defense that they played on Jalen Brunson, the Jazz did, was really, 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 really physical. And it starts with Colin Sexton, one of those great competitors in the NBA. Hated to watch him as a Knicks fan, but he was just all up in his grill. He does that all day long. It's not just he took on the Brunson matchup and was like, okay, this is my game. I got Jalen Brunson. I'm gonna go crazy. He does this every single game. It don't matter if he's guarding Killian Hayes or he's guarding Jalen Brunson. He's picking you up full court. He's making you make a decision. He's making you set a screen full court. He's making you do a lot of stuff. Like when you don't want to, when you would usually just dribble the ball up and instead of a play, he's making it harder, taking the time off before you try to play, and it's just screwing up the offense, screwing up the sets, and it's just great to see him find his role kind of defensively because you see some guards get drove right past, but he's kind of that player that will screw you up set wise and will just get your sets off timing, and just you will not you will not have your set when you want it to, and it'll be 10 seconds left on the shot clock and then you have to run your set. Like there's little things like that, and that's where he comes in, and he's a very key player. That's why I encourage, if you can pick somebody up full court and you play basketball, pick somebody up full court because it's a high risk, high reward. But if you can do it, it just takes a lot of time off the clock. It's just a little bit, but it's enough to just screw up their sets, and most of the time they'll get their sets off, but most of the time, I talked about why isn't Lee playing more. Let's get in the individual performances of this basketball game. This is where I'm gonna get a little bit harsh. Let's start with the man, the myth, the legend. Let's start with Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, it just doesn't look good for him. I know he said his ankle's fine, but it just something doesn't feel right about him, and it's just his, you know. I don't. Also, can come down to just not hitting shots right now, and that could be a thing. I mean, if he hit some shots, then it would be look way better. But look, it's not like his ankle feels 100% to me. I don't think it is 70, 75, 70%. But again, still, not even just the ankle. You need to hit shots, man. Sometimes the shots just don't fall. And when the shots don't fall, Jalen Brunson is useless because he can't defend. And when I tell him about his point of attack defender, yeah, I'm going at everyone today. Everyone's going to get it. Only Julius is not because I did enough. But Randall, it's just like I mean, not Randall. Brunson is just like, if you can't score and you can't hit threes and you can't hit your mid-range shots, then what do? Because you're getting demolished point of attack wise, and then scramble backside, and that's just not good for the Knicks right now. So what do you do? But let me get into DiVincenzo. Let's get a little better. DiVincenzo, 21 points, 7 rebounds. 7 rebounds is impressive. He was getting those rebounds where no one put a body on him. He just kind of rolled the rim, got a board, put it back up. Jericho Sims, again, 17 minutes. Decent. I mean, there was nothing really that would jump at the park. I mean, he did get posted by Walker Kessler, which was cool. What? But you got Randall here, 32 and 12. I just already talked about him. He's just really aggressive, and he really just the best where we can get Randall is where he is making decisions 25% faster. And he's just getting it like this, making a decision like this. And that's what the great players do, and that's what Randall has usually not done. But yeah. RJ Barrett, 9 points. He just didn't play good. The shots weren't falling. And my take about this is it's not as extreme as everybody else. I just think he just wasn't hitting shots. There's some wide open 3-point shots that, man, you just got to hit. It's just one of those things with Brunson. It's just some wide open shots that you just got to hit. And there was some shots that he took from the mid range that RJ would usually hit, and he just didn't. So sometimes it's not about not hitting shots. It's not like he's like Jordan Poole where he's forcing stuff. I mean, he's taking shots that he would usually take. It's not going in the Utah rim. But yeah, Josh Hart literally doing absolutely nothing today. There's not really a lot to say. Just did absolutely nothing. Not even a lick of not even a lick of hustle plays on the. Maybe I mean I kind of forgot. I was kind of, but quickly talked about him off the bench. Man, he's just a spark plug. Needs to play more. That's my biggest thing here. Hartenstein. I said this about iHeart is that I know we all talk about this player Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson dropped 42. But the amount of times that iHeart impacts the game when he comes in the game is the biggest thing for me. That's why he's one of my favorite Knicks I think I've ever watched, because he just comes in the game, instant impact, and that's so huge because sometimes Mitch, he's a young player. Sometimes he'll bring it every single night. Then you go out to Hartenstein and he brings it, instant impact. You have like a kind of backup option. I mean, that's really his name. He's a backup center. But, he's one of the greatest at his position, which is backup center. Quentin Grimes, what I said is you got to pick between Emmanuel Quickly and Quentin Grimes during this next few days, because I know December 16th type day or something like that. I just think that um that I'm scared because I don't know if Grimes will get traded for 2 seconds. I don't know if that's his market, but something has to happen. I think that's definitely Grimes getting the boot. I don't know. But yeah, 15 minutes, 2 points. Just come back to his role of just not scoring at all. Lauri Markkanen, man, such a let's get to the Jazz. Such a big difference when the Jazz are just having a star player come back. It's about this thing where it's the team looks so much better when their star players back, and it just makes other players look better. Fontecchio, he's on the floor because of his energy. That's why he's starting. I have a lot of respect for those guys who kind of come on the radar, and the only reason they're starting is because of injuries, and also they bring in the energy every single night. And Kelly Olynyk, 9 points, kind of should have got called for a flagrant foul on DiVincenzo. Colin Sexton, just I talked about him defensively, but offensively he was big. He kind of stepped up the Jazz scoring because Jordan Clarkson was out. And then Keontae George just got injured and didn't come back. So let's get let's get the stats for the Suns that we're playing next game. The Knicks are playing next game. I think I kind of hit everything that I wanted to hit. I mean, if I wanted to hit everything, it'd probably be there forever. But we just got to try to get in the Suns stats and see what they are working with. They are 12th in points per game. They are 16th in rebounds per game. They are 14th in assists per game. They are 14th in offensive points per game. Those kind of stats are not good to me because it's you don't have the big three back, and the big three is their second game together. Play the Nets today, and in 2 days they're gonna have to face the New York Knicks, who gotta get better. They have to get better defensive communication if they want in this game, and you need to beat them on the rebounding side. Thibodeau just needs to make sure you make free throws too. Free throws are always big. Jalen Brunson struggled with them today. Free throws are big because, especially when you're trailing, we just need to scratch and claw. I think the Knicks just need to scratch and claw at this type of game and wait like till they play another bad team because they got to scratch and claw these games and kind of stay behind, tail them, and then one run away type stuff. And Mitchell Robinson, of course, is out. Grayson Allen, Eric Gordon, Eric Gordon, Mr. Nick Killer is out. Damian Lee, Jess Koji. Those are all the guys who are kind of out for this game. But let's get into the let's get into the Suns, my kind of thing. Okay, my what I wrote down is bad matchup for the Knicks. I think it's a bad matchup because the Knicks just right now their defensive stuff, communication, rotations aren't good. And when your rotations aren't good, guess who's in the corner? Bradley Beal. Guess who's in the corner? Kevin Durant. Guess who's in the corner? Devin Booker. Like those rotations need to be so sound on Friday. It just needs to be super sound because they're not missing shots. They're not bailing you out. Kevin Durant's not bailing you out. That's just my thing here. I just don't know. I think Thibodeau needs to come up with a masterful plan to stop this team. Not even stop this team, just keep it from going over the shelf. Just defensively needs more communication, needs more rotations for this game. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the whole kind of pregame, postgame, pregame type show. See you in the next video. Peace out.